Namaste and welcome to the BAPS Akshardham Spotlight. I'm your host Tilak Limbacha, and today we commence our weekly feature dedicated to the Festival of Inspirations, organised during the Akshardham Mahotsav here at Swaminarayan Akshardham in Robbinsville, New Jersey. In today's Spotlight, we'll be highlighting what's happening on the grounds of the festival, to the volunteer stories, to kids' news and activities, and to inspirational moments, and so much more. So let's get started with this week's Spotlight. In our first segment, we'll go in depth and explore a part of the dynamic Akshardham campus. Our journey today starts at the Welcome Centre, the gateway to a realm of spirituality, culture and heritage. Join me as we highlight the Welcome Centre at Swaminarayan Akshardham.
Welcome to Swaminarayan Akshardham, a landmark of Hindu architecture and culture. Today, we will step through the doors of the Welcome Centre, an embodiment of 17th century Indian architecture. This marvel, crafted from the finest teak wood from Burma, came into existence through the hands of skilled artisans from Gujarat and Bengal. We find ourselves within a haveli, a term that encapsulates the grandeur of mansions or palaces in the Indian subcontinent. Historically, havelis were vibrant cultural hubs where communities gathered to revel in music, dance, and devotion, signs of a thriving society. At the heart of this haveli rests a sacred image or murti of His Holiness Brahma Maharaj. This awe-inspiring spiritual center is a testament to his vision and tireless dedication to the service of others. Brahma Maharaj's influence reached far and wide, including America, where he instilled teachings of peace, unity, and service to numerous souls. Carrying forward his legacy is His Holiness Mahotsav Maharaj. His wisdom and compassion continue to inspire people from all walks of life across the globe. Navigating this intricately designed haveli, you'll notice the glow of over 2,700 diyas, or little lamps. These symbolize Diwali, the Indian festival of lights that marks the onset of a new year, celebrating hope, joy, and togetherness. The lamps also represents our joy and excitement we feel welcoming you to the Swaminarayan Akshardham. Adorning the walls of the haveli are festive paintings depicting scenes from the life of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, to whom this campus is dedicated. Bhagwan Swaminarayan is the founder of the Swaminarayan faith, whose teachings guide all global activities and initiatives of BAPS, including the Swaminarayan Akshardham. His teachings of peace, harmony, and devotion echo through these beautifully depicted scenes. Look up and you'll see a ceiling adorned with thoughtfully carved tiles depicting elephants, swans, and parrots, among other floral and geometric patterns. Elephants historically brought stone to build mandirs and homes. We pay respect to their strength and wisdom. These swans symbolize purity and grace. Our exploration of the Welcome Center today is a glimpse into the vast expanse of Akshardham's grandeur. When you come visit us here in Robbinsville, New Jersey, prepare for an unforgettable journey into the heart of Hindu architecture and culture.
Our journey through the captivating Welcome Centre has certainly left us with an unforgettable imprint of architectural wonder, spiritual symbolism, and the power of unity. It's astounding to reflect upon the integration of diverse cultures within just one enchanting space. Next, we'll venture into the vibrant worlds of the Festival of Inspiration programs. From riveting performances to captivating workshops, each event is a celebration of life and creativity. Come explore this week's highlights and immerse yourself in a blend of tradition and inspiration.
Perhaps the most simplistic idea of a guru is that a guru is a guide. To further understand this and make it more elaborate, if you imagine that despite being surrounded by hundreds of books, we can still be illiterate without a teacher. Despite being surrounded by hundreds of medicines, we can still be unhealthy without a doctor. And despite being surrounded by hundreds of people, you and I can still be lonely without someone to love. So the Guru is not an idea. Guru is a living person whom we can talk to, converse, seek guidance, discuss, even express our innermost emotions. Call him a teacher, call him the enlightened one, call him an expert, a consultant, a tutor, a master, or coach. All in all, Guru is more than just a guide. The Guru is more than just a guide, the Guru is the way.
स्वामीनारायण अक्षरधाम को, स्वामीनारायण अक्षरधाम को वंदना 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 वंदना।
And so the question we must constantly ask ourselves is, do we know what we value? Do we truly know that these are the right values? And finally, do we live our lives according to these values? We're extremely fortunate today, and at this grand Samayo, at this grand festival of inspiration, to have a guide. Because what that orbiter didn't have was, while it had been programmed with a set of incorrect values, while it had a small misalignment, it didn't have a guide along the way in the way that we do. That orbiter was worth merely $200 million, meaningless against the value of our lives, of our souls, and our destiny, of our moksha. And our guide, our Guru, can serve as a way for us to ground ourselves in understanding what we value, the satsang values, the things that matter most in the long span of our lives. Can help be someone who helps correct us constantly when our values are misaligned or incorrect, and ultimately can ensure that we end up exactly where it is we want to go. Because as we shape our destiny, the recognition is we need someone with us who can ensure not only that we have the right values, but they are guiding us towards exactly the right destiny.
सर सर अक्षरधाम की गंगा, स्वामी नारायण वास अभंगा। सर सर अक्षरधाम की गंगा, स्वामी नारायण वास अभंगा।
Today, what you guys have done here, it is not only remarkable, it is historic. It is historic because what you have built here is way beyond dreams of a lot of people. This is single pieces of craftsmanship which talk about our deities, which talk about our culture, which talk about our Vedas. It's nowhere to be found. What does your Vedas say? Peace. The peace is what's inside here.
पूर्व से पश्चिम बहत उमंगा, जन जन को रंगत निज रंगा। संकल्पित गुरु प्रमुख सुसंता, लोकार्पित गुरुवर्य महंता। जय जय धर्म सनातन अंगा, धन्य आज अमेरिका खंडा। अक्षरधाम को करे वंदना, अक्षरधाम को करे वंदना।
આપણને અહીં આગળ જે સ્વયંસેવકો સેવા કરી રહ્યા છે એ જોઈને આપણું હૃદય એકદમ દ્રવી જાય છે. અને એની પાછળ આપણે જોઈએ સેવાની પાછળ એક જ વાત કે ગુરુની આજ્ઞા. અને આજ્ઞા તો હોય પણ આજ્ઞામાં શ્રદ્ધા, આ બહુ મોટી વસ્તુ છે. શ્રદ્ધા હોય તો જ આજ્ઞાનું પાલન થાય. શ્રદ્ધાએ સહિત જે આજ્ઞાનું પાલન કરવું, શ્રદ્ધાએ સહિત જે ભક્તિ કરવી, એ બહુ મોટી પ્રાપ્તિ છે. અને એનાથી જ આપણા જીવનની અંદર આપણી ઉર્ધ્વગતિ થતી હોય છે. તો ખાસ તો વિશેષ આ પ્રસંગે આપણે એટલું જ યાદ કરીએ કે આવી રીતે અહીંયા આગળ આ ભગવાનનો પ્રતાપ છે, ગુરુનો પ્રતાપ, ગુરુનું જે બળ, ગુરુની શક્તિ, ગુરુની આજ્ઞા પાલનનું જે એક જેને કહીએ કે તાન, એને કરીને આ વસ્તુ બને છે. શ્રદ્ધા બહુ મોટી વસ્તુ છે, કારણ કે શ્રદ્ધા હોય તો માણસ જે ધારે કરી શકે, અને શ્રદ્ધા ન હોય તો જીવનમાં કાંઈ ન થાય. તો આપણા જીવનની અંદર શ્રદ્ધાનું જે એક સ્થાપન કરવું, જીવનની અંદર શ્રદ્ધાનું જે આરોપણ કરવું, એ બહુ મોટી સેવા છે. અને એ આપણા ગુરુ પ્રમુખ સ્વામી મહારાજ અને મહંત સ્વામી મહારાજે આપણે માટે કરી, અને આપ સૌએ જે સેવા કરી એનું તો કોઈ મૂલ્ય જ નથી, અમૂલ્ય. એનું કોઈ વર્ણન કરી શકે નહીં, અવર્ણનીય. અને એક ચમત્કારિક ઘટના આપણને લાગે કે આ રીતે નાના મોટા ભાઈ બધા રાત દિવસ સેવા કરે, ઉત્સાહથી સેવા કરે, કોઈ થાક નહીં, કોઈ આળસ નહીં, કોઈ કંટાળો નહીં, અને નિત્ય નવીન શ્રદ્ધા, નિત્ય નવીન ઉત્સાહ, એ જે આપણે અહીંયા આગળ બધાએ કરી બતાવ્યું. હજુ આપણે થોડા દિવસ બાકી છે, કામ ચાલે છે.
अक्षरधाम को करे वंदना, अक्षरधाम को करे
Pramukh Swami Maharaj and currently His Holiness Mahant Swami Maharaj, our gurus, they have continually guided thousands and thousands of people through letters, conversations, through telephone conversations, simply by meeting and reaching out through the thick and thin of life. We are all witnessed, we have experienced, whether it's education, whether it's business, whether it's family issue, whether it's our own personal problems, the warmth of a guru has the power to guide.
આનંદ અને ગમે એવી મુશ્કેલી હોય, ગમે એવું દુઃખ હોય, આગળ ડગર થઈ ગયું હોય, આગું પાછું થઈ ગયું, પણ તોય અમને આનંદ રહે.
धन्य आज अमेरिका खंडा अक्षरधाम महोत्सवनी जय.
In our upcoming segments, Voices of Volunteers, we honour these committed individuals. These volunteers embody the spirit of selfless service, ensuring a clean and serene environment for all our guests. Let's honour their commitment and take a glimpse into the world of our housekeeping volunteers.
Typical day here at the volunteer for BAPS in housekeeping here is like we start off with our day with we have 3 sub-department here in housekeeping. One being we have a group that just maintains all the restrooms, and then the second group is that maintains the trash collection from throughout the whole site, and third group is just a general cleaning of the floors and sweeping and mopping. So typically in any group, we typically started out with the sweeping, cleaning, mopping, taking out trash throughout the day from different area and different location. So that's typical of our day looks like, I guess. So on site there, we have restroom trailers. We have about close to 10 restroom trailer, each one with about 8 stalls. So we're close to 80 stall restroom, portable bathroom. Plus between the phase 1 and welcome centers and inside facility, I would say we're close to have about another 20 bathrooms inside in the permanent locations. Housekeeping is very important because a lot of people are going to be traveling to this event from all over the US, and we want to make their experience fruitful, and having a clean facility, people will enjoy it and they look forward to coming back here and spreading the very useful message to other people. So our goal is to make everyone's experience, whether they're here for first time or they'll be traveling here with the family or friends, we want to make sure that the experience and cleanliness our Guru is expecting of us, we create it for them as well. There are quite a few volunteers who are going above and beyond when it comes to the housekeeping. One of them, very commonly, I think we find it here is that many times when bathroom or toilet gets clogged, our volunteers there are many times who have never seen or done this kind of sewer, they wouldn't mind going and unclogging it and cleaning the bathroom, and didn't think about it for a second. Hey, can I do this? And it's just motivating that, hey, anyone can come and do this seva and not feel ashamed. Most people at home or at work, they wouldn't mind even doing it or looking at it. But here, when they come for volunteer, it's just they blend in and don't feel ashamed of doing anything small or dirty volunteer things like this. There were times where we didn't have enough male volunteers, but ladies volunteers were very enthusiastic, and they kind of did the seva that we didn't ever expect. And for example, taking a big pickup truck and going out and collecting a trash. Collecting trash out of the trash bin requires a lot of heavy lifting and whatnot, but so many ladies went above and beyond.
So volunteer work is a selfless service. So it's very important to give each and every person who visits the mandir, they should have a great experience. So we want to give them that experience, like clean atmosphere, and they should feel like they should get a good impression, or they should get a good vibes from here. So if it's not clean, they cannot realize that. So that's why we make sure that each and every part is clean, and we make sure that they get great experience. We get all range of volunteers here, all group of people. They are from different background, different culture, different thing, but once we do seva, we get to know each other very well, and we get to know, like, some of people get doing volunteer even if they have some challenges, you know. So we get inspired by them, like how if they can do the seva, why we cannot.
Now let's shift gears and embrace the infectious enthusiasm of our junior hosts in this week's Kids BAPS Newscast. These young explorers guide us through their unique perspectives, weaving a narrative filled with curiosity and joy. Join them on this unforgettable journey through the Festival of Inspirations. So, let's now hear from our junior correspondents and have them take the lead. Over to you, young friend.
Hello friends, I'm Utman Patel, and welcome back to the Kids BAPS Newscast. Get ready to dive into all the exciting happenings this week at the Festival of Inspirations in Robbinsville, New Jersey. You won't believe what we have in store for you. Let's kick things off with this week's programs and talent stage. From inspirational stories to heartwarming performances by kids all over North America, we had it all. Let's take a look at the highlights from this week's kids programs. Now wasn't that fun to watch? I bet next week's programs are going to be even more exciting. There are so many exciting things to see on the Akshardham campus. One of the first things you see is the Nilkant Plaza, where there's a huge 49-foot murti of the child yogi Nilkant Varni. Did you know we have BAPS social media channels? Have you ever wondered what you see on the forehead of Hindu devotees? Here's how that question was recently answered on the BAPS Instagram page.
Namaste. Have you ever seen a Hindu person wear a red mark on their forehead?
My Janlo, or red mark on my forehead, represents that God is with me.
I have a Janlo too for the same reason. And a Tilak. The Tilak in my Swaminarayan faith reminds me that I'm a servant of God.
These markings on the devotees of the Swaminarayan faith reminds us that God is always with us. I hope this helps understand the marks on the foreheads of BAPS devotees.
And that's a wrap for today's Kids BAPS Newscast. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Don't forget to join us next week for more stories from the Festival of Inspirations and another peek at the talent stage. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and most of all, keep smiling. Bye for now.
Now let's change the lens a bit and turn our attention to the experiences of those who have attended the Festival of Inspirations. In our upcoming segment, Voice of Attendees, we bring to the forefront the rich tapestry of experiences and stories from our attendees. Each voice is a testament to the impact and resonance of Akshardham's cultural offerings. Let's dive in and listen to these compelling narratives.
The reason an institution like BAPS is so important is that, generally speaking, India and Hinduism are taught through colonial narratives that show our culture as primitive or sometimes backwards or kind of frozen in time. What an institution or a mandir does is that it breathes life into who we are as a people.
I know that I can send any of my surgical colleagues, a congressman in our region, a leader, and say, hey, you want to know what Hinduism is? You ask me about my culture, my tradition, and I always, had my lines. But hey, why don't you go see, a dham? This is a place, this is a pilgrimage spot. And now you'll really get an immersion in who we are and get an understanding of who we are. To have that, what an asset that I didn't have growing up, but my children will now have and generations to come will have.
There's no way anybody can express their feeling of internal satisfaction, mental peace.
I think the most amazing thing about all of that is the volunteer force that's making that all happen.
The dedication the volunteers has, 1,800 people working right over here. There's a waiting list. Where in the world would you find total dedication that people leave everything, their profession, their house, their family, and they work over here without any kind of reward except not the reward that they feel that this is their own place. This is their own, this is mine.
It's a skilled work. It's not something that, any one of them has done in their life. So it's really amazing how they are being trained, how fast they are catching on to this knowledge and doing such a perfect work.
I could not fathom or understand was why would one give away a fantastic job? And early on in the career, which is extremely forming years of the career, I think I understand now. Sorry, getting a little emotional.
I've seen a lot of ladies driving the quads, the electrical vehicles, wearing hard hats. It gives you a whole different perspective on the women of our community. I encourage our community to come and see how remarkable of a job the women volunteers of BAPS are doing.
Oh, I mean, the power of volunteerism strikes you so much as soon as you walk through the doors here. To know and to meet so many people who are not just volunteering like I do in the evening after my day job, but who leave their day job and immerse themselves in the volunteerism for 3 months, for 6 months, for a year or more years. That creates this feeling of family that it just becomes an extension of being with your wife and your children. You feel just as comfortable when you're with volunteers who've also given up so much. I feel that power when I walk through the doors here.
Every time I come here, I discover new and new things, and I'm absolutely speechless.
The yagna is a pillar of tradition. We've had yagnas been done way back, decades and centuries. And this is our way to show the world and help the world see peace. And that's what we're praying for today.
This is an immense accomplishment and source of pride for Hindus, for Indians, and for Americans all over the country.
Being part of the legacy of Akshardham, to be able to start with its foundation and be a part of something that's so much greater than us, and then to think about this when we start to think about our future and when we start to have a family, that we were able to participate in something like this.
My favorite part of the yagna was participating with my young daughter. She's under 2 years old, so this was a chance for her to, for the first time, be a part of an important Hindu ritual.
Being able to do it with my husband and my mom and my brother, it was very memorable for all of us.
It was wonderful to be able to do this as a couple and start off our new journey in doing something so important and so monumental.
If there's one place that I think in the world that you should come see, it is Akshardham. It's very, very peaceful.
Tonight's sabha was really great. I think it was definitely one of the memorable ones, and the topic, My Guru, My Guide, was, I think, very poignant. It explained the role of a guru in my life and probably everyone that's also here.
So there are times where we look for guidance, right? And when we look for that guidance, we look towards the people that we trust. We look towards our parents, we look towards our siblings. And for me, I also look towards my guru, Pramukh Swami Maharaj and Man Swami Maharaj.
I think a quality that's very important and that has struck to me the most about both my gurus, Pramukh Swami Maharaj and Man Swami Maharaj, is their humility. Only because so many people follow them. They're well known, yet they're so humble. You know, I've always seen them folding their hands, making themselves available to anyone and everyone. Including myself. Guru is not just there to guide you in the spiritual path. He's much more than just a spiritual leader. And I've seen that in my personal life time and time again. Every time I've needed guidance, whether it was from high school to college or college to a professional career.
So recently I've been thinking a lot about just attending the Festival of Inspirations, because that was something that I've been wanting to do, but with residency it's been really hard to get time off. So I've been having to get really creative with the time off. And doing that, I've noticed these subtle themes that I can notice Man Swami in my life.
Hearing these personal stories from our attendees, it's evident how this festival and the broader BAPS community has had a profound impact on countless lives. In our upcoming segment, BAPS in the Community, we take a look at the transformative work undertaken by BAPS charities and its dedicated volunteers, both in recent times and in past milestones. In this week's community segment, we spotlight the national BAPS charities The Joy of Others Walk, supporting Susan G. Komen breast cancer awareness and research. Hundreds of walkers have made a difference, covering thousands of miles to forge a path of hope against breast cancer. Their footsteps symbolize unity and dedication. Stay with us as we continue to spotlight BAPS in the community.
I recently had the honor of sharing some time with the Patel family in South Lake, Texas. I'll explain why, but first, let me introduce you. Rahan is 12. He's passionate about technology and built his own gaming computer.
We have 512 gigabytes of M.2 SSD, so that's super fast storage.
Asha is 15. She's a gymnast and has the medals and trophies that prove how talented she is.
So this one's from Denver like a couple years ago. And then this one's like a long time ago, like at least 5 years ago.
Nira's 17. She loves reading and is looking forward to college visits this summer before her senior year.
We Were Liars. This is probably my second favorite right now. It's very mind-twisting, I would say.
Rocky is a lawyer who says cooking is her love language, and I can attest her Indian food is delicious.
Well, I hope everything turned out okay.
And last but not least, there's Van. He's a realtor who loves documenting his family's adventures in thousands of pictures he stores on his computer.
We take a lot of pictures.
We take a lot. One memory the family doesn't need pictures to remember is Rocky's battle with breast cancer.
The kids and Van decided that it would be a great idea to give me a mohawk, so this is them cutting my mohawk in before all my hair fell out.
Rocky says the bond she has with her family kept her strong when her body felt weak.
I had a great support system. I was surrounded by love and support from Van, the kids, parents, our temple, our mandir, all of our friends and family. There wasn't a moment where you thought that to be anything other than positive.
And if you're wondering why the Patels are all matching on your screen, it's because they're excited for an annual walkathon where their Hindu community in Irving will raise money to support the Susan G. Komen Foundation and their fight to cure breast cancer.
Our guru, his name's Pramukh Swami, he's passed on. There's a new guru at the head of the temple. He created this, the concept of in the joy of others. We will find the joy within ourselves when we support causes that bring joy to others, that bring happiness to others.
The In the Joy of Others event hosted by BAPS Charities raised $50,000 last year, and the Patels say they'll be there this year to support the cause again.
I think our kids seeing their mom go through what she went through, later on in their life, they'll realize that they can do anything because they saw their mom go through the struggle and and come out on the other side just a shining example of courage and hope and working together as a team and the support. And I do feel like it made us stronger as a family. It really did.
As we approach the finale of this week's BAPS Akshardham Spotlight, let's focus our minds, silence the external world, and delve inwards as we transition into this week's motivational moment, delivered by Pujya Anand Swarup Das Swami.
In Sanatan Dharma, Guru is the Atma of spirituality, Guru is the Atma of morality. The word Guru originates from the Sanskrit word. There is a combination of two roots, Gu and Ru. Gu means darkness and Ru means light. Guru is a person who leads a spiritual aspirant from darkness to light. This darkness is internal darkness, and the light refers to spiritual enlightenment. the 19th century world-renowned Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung, he writes in his book, Memories, Dreams and Reflections, I quote him, he says, "In my darkness, I could have wished for nothing better than a real life guru, someone possessing superior knowledge, and one who would have disentangled from me the involuntary creations of my imagination." It's very important to know the qualities of a bona fide guru, a true real guru. A true guru is someone who is beyond pride, who is beyond anger, who is beyond hatred, who is beyond ego, who is beyond lust. He is someone who is in a state of eternal supreme bliss. Guru is someone who is in constant communion with God. He has fully realized God. And when someone comes in contact with a true guru, his life changes for the better. Transformation is difficult. The famous British poet, Auden, he says in one of his poems, in one of his writings, we would rather be ruined than changed. A person finds it difficult to transform himself, is prepared to ruin his life. There are many intellectual people who are addicted to vices. They find it difficult to give up vices. But when they come across a true guru, they find strength to give up their addictions. If they are living a life of abundance and they find it difficult to shed that life, when they come into contact with a true guru, they can live a life with restraint. Again, it becomes very difficult for a person to control his temper, to go beyond ego. But when a person sees the life of a true guru, his very presence makes him feel humble. The most important thing which a guru can give to a spiritual aspirant is develop faith in God. On 30th of June in the year 2001, Pramukh Swami Maharaj, Abdul Kalam, there was a meeting between Abdul Kalam, the late President of India, and Pramukh Swami Maharaj in Delhi. And he showed the vision 2020 to Pramukh Swami Maharaj, and he had come for guidance. And Pramukh Swami Maharaj said, "You have talked about 5 important areas in which, if India develops, so after a few decades, it can become a developed country." And Pramukh Swami Maharaj suggested a 6th principle. He told Abdul Kalam to help people develop faith in God. And eventually, gradually over a period of time, Abdul Kalam came to accept Pramukh Swami Maharaj as his ultimate teacher, who led him to the highest spiritual ascent of life. And he had that realization that Pramukh Swami Maharaj had held his hand and led him towards God. A true guru helps a person develop faith in God and eventually realize God. I began with a quotation of Carl Jung, and I would like to conclude with a very famous Sanskrit verse which talks about the greatness of a true guru. It says, Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. This means that Guru is Brahma, Guru is Vishnu, Guru is Maheshwar. He is Sakshat Parabrahma, means he is equal to God. There are many gurus who are real gurus in the world who help spiritual aspirants on the path of spirituality and morality. One such guru was Pramukh Swami Maharaj, the inspirer and creator of many Akshardhams around the world. He was a person who had made a wish of creating Akshardham. He had made a sankalp of creating Akshardham in America, and his wish is being fulfilled by Param Puja Mohan Swami Maharaj, who is a sadhu who is in constant communion with God, and he is a person who is embodied with moral and spiritual values, and he has helped thousands of people give up their addictions in life and walk the path of spirituality. Jai Swaminarayan.
And with that, we reach the end of our inspirational journey for this week. As we say goodbye, it's my hope that the wisdom imparted, the narratives explored, and the spark of inspiration ignited will remain with you in the weeks to come. We look forward to welcoming you back to the BAPS Akshardham Spotlight very soon. Namaste and Jai Swaminarayan.
From our first breath to our last, we busy ourselves with all kinds of endeavors. As our journey of life unfolds, do we emerge as its hero or a spectator watching it fly by? What is the measure of a fulfilling existence? Wealth, talent, education, fame, power. All these have their place, but they alone do not capture life's essence. What truly defines our worth? Virtues. It is the virtues we imbibe that will write our legacy. Behold, Swaminarayan Akshardham, an inspirer of such virtues. Within its hallowed grounds, witness a celebration of virtues. A celebration of inspiration. Come, be a part of this monumental occasion. The Festival of Inspirations awaits.